Hey Frag family, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be doing an unboxing and a first impression on Issey Miyake's L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme Sport. So first impression and all that. All right, this is the 3.3 ounce bottle, and I have the original Issey Miyake L'Eau d'Issey pour Homme. In a separate video, I'm going to be comparing the two. And this is a 2.5, so this bottle will be slightly bigger. But here is the box. This is not a tester. This is the full presentation. Nothing on the sides. Let me get the cellophane off first. Accidentally hit my music there. Issey Miyake is a very popular brand in the fragrance community. I have only smelled the original. And again, I'm going to be doing a separate video to compare these two, so I'm not going to make any comments about the original. But here's the presentation on the 3.3 100ml bottle. This is eau de toilette. The box here at the bottom, see those circles? They're textured, they're pressed in to the cardboard. Nothing on the sides. The back, you got the picture of the bottle, which is kind of odd. But then you've got the website, the ingredients, the house information, batch code, and UPC code on the bottom. Nothing on the top. I mean, for a cardboard box, it's about standard, I would say. You got the little tab at the top. And then the Issey Miyake bottles, even the small bottles, look huge because of this enormous cap that is on the top. Also, you can take that whole inner sleeve out of their box if you wanted to or needed to. But the presentation is fine. The bottle here for the sport, now this is frosted on the original. And honestly, this is I believe this come out before Acqua di Gio, I believe. I'll check that and make sure I have the facts right when I do the other video comparing these two. And I think Acqua di Gio took a lot of influence from this. If that's not true, then it was probably the other way around. But I believe the Issey Miyake come out first with the frosted glass and the very that signature scent profile that it has. All right, so I'll just tell you, as far as a presentation standpoint, I prefer the Sport. I really like the color scheme. I like the unfrosted bottle. Kind of a gradient look to it. So the caps snap in place pretty good. It's like again I said, a bulky big plastic cap. And the atomizers are adequate. It's a click in place cap. If you can see there, it's got that indentation there. So yeah, you could actually hold it by that. I wouldn't shake it around or anything, but it does click in place really well. All right, first smell. Again, I've never smelled this. Let's check out the atomizer. Really good atomizer. I would say this one seems better than that one again. All right, so let me let the alcohol kind of dissipate for a moment. Getting a big blast, as you do on eau de toilette concentrations. And actually, while I'm letting that kind of dissipate for a moment, I'm going to pull up the note listing on it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. We're the smallest fragrance review channel on YouTube, or at least one of them. But we're growing and we want to continue to grow. So please do that. Make sure you hit the like button. I mean, you watch YouTube all the time. You know why we do that. It's because the way the YouTube algorithms are, the only way that it'll get in front of folks is if people are clicking it, watching it all the way to end, doing things of that nature. So as I struggle to find the note listing here for Issey Miyake Sport, finding everything else here, I'll say that it is similar. And again, I don't want to get into too much comparisons to the original. The original DNA is there, but this is much fresher, more herbal, more woody on the opening. Getting a lot of different nuances that I really like, that I don't get in the original, as far as and I can't really tell what they are yet. There's definitely that yuzu, that fruit that you get in the original. The original's DNA is there, definitely, but this is a much more masculine take on it. All right, so let's see here. Top notes are grapefruit, and so yuzu's not listed. Grapefruit and bergamot. Middle notes, nutmeg and leather. So that's where I was getting that kind of spicier, more masculine composition. So there's, and no doubt not all of the notes are listed, but you've got some spices in the mid and in the opening with the nutmeg. Smells like maybe some cardamom. Again, it's not listed. Leather, the base is vetiver, Virginia cedar, and ambergris. So the ambergris is what's giving it that, most of the time when you get a sport fragrance, it's going to either be a very fresh and citrusy version of a very dark fragrance, or it's going to go in the aquatic realm. And this one does kind of go in that fresh aquatic realm, and that would be the ambergris that is kind of getting that that sea note. That, I mean, it doesn't smell like fish or anything like that. So when somebody says, it kind of smells like the ocean, it's not like it smells, or somebody says it smells marine. It's not like it smells stinky like, fish or something like that. It's just kind of a salty, there's a little green saltiness to it. So green, kind of like seaweed or kelp, but in a good way. Again, things like that doesn't really stick out as smelling good if you just go up and just grab some seaweed and smell it. But when all these things are blended together, it's kind of like when you're eating chocolate, you like a little bit of salt, or at least I do. I like a little bit of salt in my chocolate. Now, you wouldn't think, I want my chocolate to be salty, but that little subtle saltiness offsets the sweetness and it makes the sweetness pop out a little more, and it gives depth and gives subtle nuances that makes everything else kind of project. And that's what I'm getting here. So what I'll say about this is a very fresh, woody, slightly spicy, not too much spicy, but and I wouldn't even categorize this as necessarily a blue fragrance, although it is aquatic. But it's very citrusy, woody, masculine. And I'll say this, it's very good. A lot of my fragrances that are not love at first smell, this one is. I like this a lot. this is probably gonna go home with me and be on my nightstand, because anytime I do get one that I really like at first sniff, that's unusual for me. A lot of YouTube reviewers are the opposite. They like everything they get. For me, a lot of times I'm the other way. I kind of don't like things at first sniff because I have this conceived notion of what it's going to smell like. And I kind of did with this one, and you'll find out in my next video, this one has hit all the points I wanted it to. It's very masculine. It's very fresh. It's sporty, like the name suggests. You could wear this to the gym, but you could also wear this just at the office during the daytime, summer, spring, early fall when it's still hot. I live in Arkansas. It's hot all the way up mostly through the fall. This is not what you'd probably want to grab as your night fragrance unless you're just kind of going to go, shopping or to the movies or something like that. It's not a sexy fragrance, but it's a very good daytime, sporty, fresh fragrance. Mass appealing, I would say, but it doesn't smell like every other mass appealing fragrance on the market. It really doesn't smell like anything other than it does smell like the line that it's in. I would say this line is very similar to the Acqua di Gio line, but I don't know of anything in the Acqua di Gio line that has the sporty nature to it that this has. So, the original is good. I would compare it more to this one. Profumo is one of my favorites, but it's much darker. To me, it's more of a nighttime, where this would be the daytime. An Acqua di Gio Profumo would be the nighttime. And you could take those two fragrances, and if that was all you owned and you wasn't a crazy frag head, you could own this and Acqua di Gio Profumo, and you could use those day and night all year round. So that's my take on it. I really like it a lot. Going to be in my, probably one of my most wore fragrances of the new year, I would guess. So that's that. Stay tuned. We'll have a video comparing this one to the original. Like, subscribe, do all those things that we need you to do. We'll see you down the road. God bless. Frag on, Frag fam.